What's going on, YouTube, my family and my friends? Excellent Dreams here, back with another exclusive video for you today. Wait a minute. I'll get my studio break for my background. Got shuffled around already. Trash picking all out the garbage can and stuff. Check the shirt out right here. Need to add the stones. Gonna be dancing, dancing, dancing like a dance machine. I know y'all want to check the shirt I got on. Check that out. That is dope. Get closer so y'all can see a real thing. And no, I did not put a, now that I'm looking at it, I could have actually, when you look at it up close, you can see where there isn't any stones missing. I had just designed it like that. Now, I may just need to redesign it and eliminate the outline all together. Just do big, fill it in all the way to the edge. But yeah, so I have to send out the invite for Kim. All right, let's see here. Send out the invite to Kim real quick. Hold on, y'all. Thought you can insert it as a hyperlink. I didn't even think you had to do that anymore. All of which just came straight up. Oh well. Oh yeah, after you sent it. All right. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. Bada boom, bada bing. Jump right into I really don't know what I wanted to work on today, until my student gets here, or should I say my trainee. I don't know what I want to work on today. So let's just drag in something. Let's see here. If I got any parrots on here. Oh, That's the only parrot. Gotta have more parrots on here. Let's see here. Telling me I only had that one parrot saved. That's cool. So the image is here. Ooh, that's great. I like that one. Let's right click and save. Well, let's actually click in it. We're on prepick.com. And continuously, yeah. Right click, save this image as parrot. Oh, they got special features on here where you could click. Hey, what's going on, Kim? Can you hear me? I can't hear you.
Mute. Let's see here.
There you go.
There you go. You got me?
Yep, now I can hear you.
Awesome.
How are you doing on this Saturday?
Well, I'm doing fantastic now that you found time to spend with me today.
Sure, for sure.
Are we having others, or is it just going to be a one-on-one?
It's going to be me and you today.
All right, then I'm good with that.
All right. So where are you located?
I'm in Georgia, Atlanta.
All right. I'm here in good old Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay.
All right. Let's first jump back.
Will I need to pull those softwares or anything up, or will I just be? Oh, okay. Ooh.
Well, the way that we can do it either way you're comfortable with.
Mhm.
First training session though, I think it goes faster and quicker if I show you how the software works and because everything is recorded, so you'll be able to play it back later and then watch the video over and over to uh
Okay.
to, to practice and train.
Mhm.
And then like on future sessions, where you've actually got in there and start playing around with the software, then I can take a more of a you show me what you've learned type of approach, and then I jump in and help.
Okay.
Okay. So for today, let's more so we're going to break down the software. That way, when you watch it back again, you'll be able to familiarize yourself with the layout and things of that nature.
Okay.
So have you opened up the software at all?
I have.
All right. Have you
Mhm.
tried playing around with anything?
I have. I have a few notes. Yeah, I have.
Okay. Okay. I just wanted to gauge your level of experience so far. Have you used
Okay.
any other graphic software prior?
Other than Cricut Design Space and Canva, no.
Okay.
I have attempted Inkscape, but it's just as intimidating as Coreldraw. Um, and I do have another Rhinestone software, sure cuts a lot that I attempted,
Okay.
but it doesn't seem to do as much as TRW, and that's probably why I'm so in my own head.
All right. Let me tell you, the intimidation ends today. Here's why. Did you ever used to draw as a kid?
No, I
You
colored though.
color. Okay, okay, that's along the scale of art, you know. Um, how I want to say it. So when you think of doodling or when you think of drawing, when you think of coloring, you have your white canvas, right?
Hmm.
You got what you're coloring on, your notebook. Off here to the side, you have your tool, which these are the same tools that a artist that are actually using hand tools would grab these tools and then jump back into his sketch or his painting or his coloring book, you know. He'll grab the red, he'll grab the, you know, and those colors are represented over here off to the right. Let me close this down right now. So off to the right, you have these colors here. I have 3 rows of colors. Most people have 2. To change that, you will click right here where it says default palette, and you will scroll down. We got rows here. We can change it back to 1 row. I like it on 3 rows, so I got it on 3. All right.
Okay.
We're not even going to get into the design wizard yet. We're just looking at our canvas, which is our notebook, and all of the tools off here to the side. This stuff up here at the top, you don't even have to worry about that until you click on something. Okay. So
Okay.
right now, all of this information here at the top is representative of your workspace. So our workspace is 13 by 19 inches. I can change this here to 8.5 by 11. Boom. I like working with 13 by 19 because I have a 13 by 19 inch sublimation printer. So I keep mine at 13 by 19 most of the time. Sometimes though, I like to go big and I change it to 100 by 100. So when I go,
Whoa.
yeah, when I go big, I'm thinking of a scale of either something that I'm designing for, like a billboard or a maybe an oversized banner or something that's going to drape over the side of a building. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Or I may have a design where I'm like, oh, I need a bigger workspace because I'm gonna do multiple things on this one page. So for the most, I keep it at 13 by 19. All
I
right.
think my biggest issue is that I don't know how to design or draw. So most of what I'll be doing will probably be images that I already have that I
Ooh.
want to add rhinestones to. I mean, I
Right, right. I don't know how to draw or design either. I was a doodler. Maybe I sketched a few cars here. Maybe tried to draw the Simpsons when I was a kid. Maybe tried to grab some tracing paper and trace over things out of magazines or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? But I guess I would have. You can say I may have an artistic mind, but
Mhm.
that isn't needed to learn the software.
Okay.
What you're going to be doing for the most part is, let me go to my images. This is the fun part. So I have an image folder of all of these images that I found online.
Hmm.
Let me just make it bigger so you can see. We're going to make this bigger. Well, so in this image folder, of course, there's images. That one right there would be a good one for rhinestones. As you can see, it has the outlines on it and things of that nature. It has the nice outline. It has the different sections where you can place the rhinestones in, like whether you want to do her hair, her face, the hat, and so on and so on. This one
So
also,
should I always be looking for those types of images that have the outline?
when you first get started, yes. As a beginner, I would say yes, because it would make it so much easier to work with. As you
Okay.
as you learn and become more intermediate, then you can move on to any picture that you can imagine. You know, but these images with the dark outlines make it easier to work with.
Okay.
Like, so, and some of these images, like this one right here, I wouldn't per se do that in rhinestones, but it can be done, especially if you're doing like a large scale rhinestone for the back of a jacket and you plan on sectioning out each piece and then adding your fields.
I think I like Smurfette better.
Yeah, yeah. Wait a minute. There's a lot of images I'm going to show you. Okay, I'm in training.
I was trying to come get the car.
Okay,
Right, so I'll be here in a minute.
all right. I'm gonna unlock the door and leave the key on the counter, so that way just lock the bottom lock. And
Okay.
all right. Okay. My apologies. Give me 2 seconds. Let me run down here. Place this on the counter. All right. Yeah, so a lot of these images wouldn't work for beginners. This one right here is a great example. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Easy. Easy. When I first started out, I was choosing a lot of black and white images because it was easy to do the fill on one part and then do the fill on the other.
Can you change the color of a black and white?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We can get we're gonna get so in depth in this hour. You're gonna be like, oh wow. So I was choosing a lot of images, black and white designs, but they can be colorful. You know, you can even do. Gotta give me a second. I'm still catching my breath. I just ran downstairs. All right. Oh, this one, stuff like this is so easy and so simple, you know. And once you understand the software, it's easy to recreate as well. Let me show you like something like this. Let me find it over here. Scroll down that far.
Yeah. I still see Wizard 2, the guy, the basketball guy. Is that what we're showing?
No, I was looking for this motorcycle racing. Oh, here we go. Hey, you see my screen now?
I still see the motorcycle. I mean the Wizard 2, the basketball guy.
Okay, hold on.
Okay,
Now you should see where it say motorcycle racing on the side.
I
Okay.
see it.
There it is. Okay. I'm gonna drag that into Coreldraw. All right. I'm gonna leave that there for now. So when nothing is selected, this screen up here is just telling you what's going on. We got portrait here. We can change it to landscape. And then you can change the settings of all pages here. I like working with it on portrait. You can change the units here. This here is the nudge distance. That's Coreldraw's nudge distance. Inside of the Rhinestone Wizard, there's a better nudge distance. So the Rhinestone Wizard is basically a plug-in that makes a lot of Coreldraw steps and sequences more so one button when it comes to applying it to graphics and or stone. So right here, I like to change my snap tool. You want to change this to guidelines and objects. Don't worry about writing it down right now, because when you
Oh yeah, he did say that.
when you go back through the video, I like to have my iPad or my phone up playing the video, and then I dive into the software, and then you can just follow along. Change your snap tool and your guidelines, folks. Guidelines and objects. You can play around with it though. You know, after you, I start with these two because I really don't need a baseline grid or a document grid. You know, I like it just like this because you can change show guidelines here. You want to show your guidelines, show or hide the guidelines. You want to show them. Show grid. So if you're the type of person that likes working with the grid lines like that, like it is in Canva, no, not Canva, Design Space. You know, Design Space shows the grid line. And then right here, we got show rulers. Right now, my rulers are activated. They're here at the top and along the side. We can turn those off or on like such. Full screen preview, where you can click on that and then do a full screen preview and then hit escape to go back. So all of these settings here right now, without clicking on anything, is just setting up your screen and setting up how you want it to look, okay? Right here is our wireframe. So if you click on wireframe, it goes into wireframe mode, which is very, very handy after we're going to convert this image. So you're familiar with the difference between images and vectors, right?
Yes.
Okay. So after we convert this pixelated image, as you can see here, all the blocks come up. After we convert that to vector, then our wireframe view will make more sense. We got our pick tool here. Then we have our freehand pick tool here. But we also have them along the side. So here's the pick tool again. And if you hold down, we got the freehand pick tool. Then we got the free transform tool inside of there. So inside of most of these, we have the sub tool. So inside of the shape tool, we got the shape, smooth, smear, and all of that. I'm 13 years in, and the only ones I mess with in here is the smooth. I think I might have smeared a few things, like, you know what I mean? But I do use the shape tool a lot when I'm changing nodes and fixing lines and stuff like that. But that's more so next step after beginner. The zoom tool, I don't use that too much because I typically zoom in and out using my wheel on my mouse. But the zoom tool can be handy if you want to click on the zoom tool and then zoom right into something real fast. Right? The freehand tool, that's great for when you're drawing lines and connecting lines. It has a few tools in there. Freehand, 2-point line, Bezier, the pen, the B-spline. You'll learn more about that next level. Let's see here. Artistic media tool. 13 years in, I still haven't used this tool much. I played around with it a bit, but it's not really useful for what we need, what we'll be doing. A rectangle tool. I use this a lot to just draw rectangles or the section areas off. The eclipse tool, we'll use that a lot. Once you get into it and you learn how to use it, it becomes fun to section stuff off with. the polygon tool. Inside of here is fun, because especially if you want to add basic stuff. So we have like the star, a complex star. We got arrow shapes, flow chart shapes, banner shapes. So we got basic shapes right here. Oh, okay. We got basic shapes here. I'm just now really diving that far in to see that it's got banner shapes, which is cool. So we got a heart here. We click on the heart and we can just draw a heart. You know, we can draw a wide heart if we go sideways with it, or a regular heart. Or we can draw a what's the word? If we hold control, we drag it out, it'll be equally proportioned heart. All right. We're gonna leave that heart here. Let's continue with the tool. All right, player. Let's continue with the tools here on the side. I like banner shapes. So inside of the banner shapes here, go back up here, we got we can draw like a perfect banner. That's kind of cool, kind of neat. That was the first time I even played around with that. That's, oh man. All right. Woo! Interesting. I didn't even realize that all this time. Okay. Let me move the screen out the way. So after this tool right here, the polygon tool, we have the text tool. Just type out your name, Kim Moore. All right. Moving on to the next tool. I've never used this tool, parallel dimension tool. Straight line connector tool. I've never used that because I typically use the freehand tool, and I do a 2-point line. So the straight line connector tool, I've never used that. Drop shadow tool, I've used that a few times. Transparency tool, I've used that a few times. We're talking about in 13 years, used it a few times. So that's more so intermediate advanced stuff. Color eyedropper tool. We'll use this a lot. Okay. Yeah, same. It's the same tool that's down here. They got another button down here. So with the color eyedropper tool, you know, you click it and you just click on any color of the screen. Like I can click here on your door in the background here and get that color there. It places it right down here at the bottom of Coreldraw for your color palette. The next one is the interactive fill tool. I've used that a few times. Then the last one is our smart fill tool. I use this all the time. Smart fill tool will let you smart fill objects. For example, this heart here, it's already an object. But if we want to change the color of it, we can just change the color here in our colors. Boom. All right. It does have this outline on it. To get rid of that outline, let's finally open up TRW. So you wanted to learn these tools on here along the side, because these are your main tools that you will be working with. The design wizard, on the other hand, is the add-on quick tools, I like to say, that helps you even more to do everything that you need to do. So we have this outline here on this heart. Remember, we created the heart by going here to our polygon tool, and then we went down to basic shapes. Inside of basic shapes, we came up here and chose the heart. There's other shapes in there, like a lightning bolt. That's kind of fun. All right. But they all come up with outlines on them, which shows the outline of the shape. So if I right click on this X here inside Design Wizard, the outline goes away. Let me color that lightning bolt though with a color. So now it's blue. So now you can see the lightning bolt doesn't have an outline and the heart does have an outline. So click on the heart now, right click, get rid of that outline. All right. So now that we have a few objects on the screen, we have this image that we found, we have the heart, we have the lightning bolt, and we have your name. Let's start off with your name first. When you don't have anything selected, the screen up here will stay the same. It's your layout screen. As soon as you click on something, it lets you get information on the item or the object you just clicked on. So this object here, the heart, is 2.133 inches by 1.767 inches. The X and Y location of this heart on this paper is 9434. You never really have to pay attention to this unless you're trying to actually size it up on this size paper and you want the heart to be down here at a specific location. As you see, the location, the X and Y coordinates is changing on the up in the top left. All right, let's say we placed it down there. Now it's closer to 0 because it's closer to the start or the origin of the page. All right, move it back. So that's for the heart. You click on the lightning bolt. You click on this image here. You see, that's a perfect square. Click on Kim Moore. That's 1902 by 0247. All right, let's just move Kim Moore up and we're going to resize her by grabbing these handles right here. Let's make it bigger. We're going to make it, we're going to size it for a shirt. So let's go like 8.5, 9 inches. Boom. Even though I just made it 9 inches, we have our fonts here. So we're going to open up our fonts. That's the fonts for Coreldraw. You also have access to those same fonts via the Design Wizard by opening this drop out arrow here. It drops open and it opens up the font wizard for Design Wizard. All of the fonts that you install on your computer, you can find them here as well as save all of your favorite fonts by clicking on a font and then just hitting add to favorite. As we click through the fonts, you notice the size dimensions change because the fonts are different. So you want to find a font that you like. To keep it simple, I'll just use the impact font. Most thick fonts work well with Rhinestones, even thick scripty fonts. I just dragged that down and made a copy by clicking on it, holding control. Control lets you drag things straight down.
Oh.
And I right click on it and I make a copy. I want to find a thick scripty font for this one. All right, we'll use that one. Let's try to make it same size though, because we're trying to make it fit the shirt. So let's make it 8:9. That's good. All right, so we have a thick font, or a regular font, I like to call them, an Arial type of font. And we have a scripty font. We go here to the wireframe and we observe these fonts. I want you to notice two different things. Here, it's smooth. You have your cut line. Down here, it's somewhat smooth, but because it's cursive, all cursive text will overlap each other in order to give it that look that the designer wanted. When you're working with cursive text and you're trying to rhinestone cursive text, you want to, I click back into the wireframe so we can view it. You want to weld that text. So click on it and then weld it here. Boom. Once you weld it, it becomes solid cut like the other. All right. Let's go back to enhanced view. And believe it or not, you learned most of what you need to get started. Now let's jump into the rhinestone. All right. So we're going to click on this text here. All right. So before we jump into that, let me show you the layout of the rhinestone wizard. So we have this top screen here that shows you your stone sizes. I will have to send you a screenshot so that you can add in these extra sizes that I have added into mine, because they become helpful. For
Okay.
years, I've used the default sizes that came with the Rhinestone Wizard, which is SS6, SS8, SS10, SS16, SS20, 30, and 34. While working with different stones, ordering different stones from different locations, I've noticed all SS6 stones, SS8 stones, and SS10 stones are not made alike. Some of them are different in size dimensions. So I came up with these extra sizes. So when I'm dealing with SS6 stones, primarily, I like to just go straight to SS6.2, which makes the circle a little bigger for when you're putting the stones or creating your template. I also did an SS10.2. So typical rhinestone sizes for SS10 is 0.130. Well, I like to do mine at 133. Makes brushing in the stones easier, makes the job a lot easier than brushing in 98% of the stones, and then you still got a hand put two of them in, 2, 3, or 4 of them in there because they were tight, you know. So I always go with SS10.2. Then I did a SS10.3. As you can see, I went up to 0.138 on that. That's for AB colored rhinestones or rhinestuds that are a little thicker.
Oh, okay.
Using that setting makes it a lot easier because the stones have that metallic coating on them, which makes them a little thicker than your average SS10 rhinestone.
Gotcha.
All right. Right next to there, that drop down window here is the settings to change those stone sizes. So
what you're sending is what I need to go here and input?
yes, yep.
Okay.
Yep. So I'm gonna send you the screenshot of this, and then you'll go in there, and then you'll say, okay, you'll look at it and be like, okay, he said his SS10.2. Type that into that box, SS10.2, and then you'll type 0.121 into this box, and then 0.133 into this box, and then 0.133 into this box. So you'll pretty much match this line right here for the additional. And then what I did was you click on it and then move it up or down in your list. So that is, I like to keep it in order. Like, you know what I mean? I think when you add one, it'll populate it down here. Save that. All right, right back into the design wizard. Of course, and then you have your colors here. TRW pink, or you can change it to amethyst. You can scroll through the colors like that, or you can just click on the stone color here.
Okay.
We also have more colors over here. And then you got your traditional 3 rows of colors here. But you can also add more colors. So if you click in,
I was getting those over there on the side confused with that, which is in the TRW. Are those the same list of colors?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Okay.
All right, so these colors right here that you're seeing, so the stone colors are most of the traditional basic stone colors. You know, you got your amethyst, you got your aquamarine, you got your black diamond or gray, yeah, black diamond. You got your blue zircon, your citrine. These are your rhinestone colors that will match up with rhinestones that you will buy. TRW pink, TRW blue, tanzanite, you know. So the rhinestone colors are all represented. They all got their own individual name, like olivine, which we would call lime green or whatever. It's called olivine when you look at it for the rhinestone. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like red cyan is red cyan, and then you got ruby maroon, which is like dark cyan. I don't know why they didn't call it dark cyan down here. I've never came across a rhinestone called ruby maroon, but okay. These colors over here are vinyl colors. So when you click on this little drop out menu right here, it says select vinyl library. So click here. Now we got vinyl colors. So we can actually change these colors to glitter colors now. So now we can change your name to glitter and make it look glittery. Right next, or right up under the select vinyl library, you have it changes your size. So you can go with small glitter, or you can go with extra large glitter. All right. You change it to holographic, heat transfer vinyl, and now it's hologram, a representative hologram. So that's pretty neat when you're designing. Let me change these back to regular vinyl. I think it's always on Easy Weed heat transfer vinyl. So that's all the Easy Weed colors right there. And you got Caesar electric, Caesar glitter, holograph, metal. You know, most of the Caesar stuff is in there. Then you got the FDC sign vinyl colors in there as well. These colors over here are all Coreldraw colors. Let me close the wizard for a second. So if you hold on one of these colors, the turquoise, or the 80% black, 90% black, you know, the traditional soft pinks, the colors that come inside of a crayon box, you know, it'd be regal red in there. Then you might get a deep rose inside your crayon box or a neon red. You can hold on to this neon red though, and then you bring up all the shades inside that neon red, and you can choose like this one down here. Boom. And it even populates down here and adds it to your new color palette. So if you want to change this Kim Moore down here to that same red, we can just click down here from this color. All right.
Okay.
Open back up the wizard, moving right along. All right, that's the color, and then change all the color there. This button here, these 4 buttons here, I haven't really used those much, but I guess it's, yeah, okay. Left click, you can change all the stones in one click with these buttons here, but I never really used that. Resize your rhinestone design with one click. I've never really used that yet either. I'm about to start though. Replace all stones. I use this a lot, but that's still more next class stuff. Right? All right. These buttons here. You want to know about these buttons here. So all of these are the same size, except for this one, right? Are you following?
Yes.
I'm just moving these around so that I can show you some stuff.
So right now, are you clicking the colors in Coreldraw or TRW? When you
TRW,
change the names, okay.
I'm just clicking the colors that's closest to me right here as
Okay.
I'm moving this stuff around, making it different sizes and making it different colors and making it different shapes so that I can show you how to select different things.
Okay.
I know you're like, wow, what is going on? What?
I think I'm gonna be wild even more when you're done.
Okay. So we have all of these objects on the screen, all of these Kim Moores, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can select any one by just zooming in on it and clicking it. So let's zoom in on this purple one and click it. Now we know we have that purple one selected because we see the nodes around it, which is these boxes here.
Oh no. Okay.
Okay, see the nodes around it?
Mm-hmm.
If you hover over it, you'll see the nodes here that's behind the red. All right. So if we click
Mm-hmm.
on this red one, you can see the nodes on top because that one is the top layer.
On top of the blue. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. All right. But let's say we're trying to select this Kim Moore here. We can just click on it because it's on the top, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if it was behind here and we try to click on it, we might click on that Kim Moore unless we zoom in and then find that black and then click on it. And now we know we got that one selected, right?
Mm-hmm.
In Coreldraw, you can select items like so, where I know I'm only selecting this Kim Moore here because I didn't draw a selection around the whole thing.
Okay.
So if I draw a selection around this whole thing, it's going to get the Kim Moore, this one, and as you can see the nodes on this one here are selected as well. If I only clicked on Kim Moore, now that top one is the only one selected. But if I go in there using the pick tool and I just select both of them, I can select both of them like so. Okay? If I wanted this Kim Moore, I can come in from this side and only select this Kim Moore because the other Kim Moore behind it is not inside of the selection. Get it?
Uh-huh.
Let go. I'm only going to select that Kim Moore there. All right. So let's say I wanted this Kim Moore back here. Sure enough, I can just click on it, but I can also go in there very selectively by using the pick tool. You want to make sure you're coming from the white workspace area and just hover right around it. Notice I'm not getting the E at the end of the Kim Moore that's on top of it. I
Mm-hmm.
let go, it only selected that area there. Okay?
Okay.
Now, for these three boxes up here, these three boxes are your selection boxes, which will help you select what is on your screen. So let's say we click on this red Kim Moore there. If we want to find all of the ones that are the same size, we click on the first box. And it brings up it highlights all of the, or selects all of the Kim Moores that are the same size.
Regardless of the color.
Regardless of the color, correct? All right, because the next square is the color selection. All right, so I deselected it. I'm gonna click on Kim Moore, and I'm gonna select everything that's the same color. All right,
Mhm, mhm.
inside of your edit tab down here, we're going to change the nudge to 15. You want to change it to 15, and then down here, you want to save design wizard settings after you change your nudge to 15. Here's why. In using these 3 boxes up here, I found it best to have your nudge set. You can set it at 10, 15. You can play around with how you like it, what works best for you. So let's do those first 2 actions again. Let's select Kim Moore. We're going to select all of the same size. We're going to nudge all of that to the left. So that's all the Kim Moores that are the same size, regardless of the color. All right. I'm gonna select them all. I'm gonna nudge them back in there into that chaotic Kim Moore mess. All right. We're gonna click it again. We're gonna select all the ones that are the same color. Let's nudge those out. It helps you to go into your design and pull stuff out, nudge it off to the side so you can see it, work with it, and nudge it back in. Let's deselect. Our last one here is same size and color. So I'll click here, click that button here, left click it, and selects all the ones that's the same size and color. Let's nudge those out. Bada boom, bada bing. All right. So those 3 tools are going to be helpful for you when one, it takes, I guess, for you to realize that they're there and be like, oh, I can select all the stuff at the same time and then nudge it off to the side. It's going to be helpful as you start getting more and more in depth with your designs. And then you're going to have to think like, oh, how can I do this? Grab it and nudge it off to the side. All right. Let's get rid of all the rest of this mess. But I needed all of that chaotic mess on the screen to show you how to select different items and how to go in there, and just get these 2 Kim Moores, and nudge those off to the side. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
All right. Boom. Get rid of all of that. Get rid of that. All right. So with this Kim Moore here, all right. So inside of the design wizard, this top row never changes, and this bottom row never changes. So we have I'll just go through the tabs just because I've never used this tab. This is our template tab. We'll use that at the end when you want to separate your vinyl from your stones and get it ready for cut. So we have the different stone overcut and the different vinyl cuts, stone 2+ cuts. Here we have the edit tab. Inside the edit tab, you have your align tools, your guide tools, your text spacing tools. Inside of your text effects, this can be pretty cool. Helps you to add effects to your text, such as envelope. Like if we click right here on this envelope tool and we hit apply, we can click it again, slant it real quick. All right. We got our design prep. I've never used that button. Magic Weed, never used that button. Mock-ups. That's plain and simple, pretty much. Women's, you got your boys, girls, infants. You got your different products for the women's. The women's got a lot of products. The men's only have like the hoodie, the short sleeve shirt, and the long sleeve shirt. But if we went to women's, we went to the products. Let's go with a V-neck. We can just pop that right on there like so. Give it time. Let it work its magic. And there we go. And then you highlight this, then go to your export tab here and export it as a PNG, JPEG, all the different file formats. You can change the name here to say Kim Moore shirt. Kim Moore white red shirt, you know, if you're doing colorways or whatnot. All right, so that's the mock-up tab. Then we have the mock-up creator. I fiddled around in here a little bit, but I like to just find shirts, drag them in, and then just add the image right on top as I'm creating other mock-ups that are not in the design wizard, such as hoodies or dress shirts or something that somebody might buy off of Amazon, a tracksuit or something. I'll grab the tracksuit, drag it in, and then put their design logos where it's supposed to be, and then send them their mock-up. All right, so that's the tab. As you see, as you click on each tab, the middle area changes to for all the tools that's inside each tab. This bottom row down here, let's go. This bottom row down here, you'll use this a lot. You have your undo, your redo, got your delete, got your save design wizard setting, you got your glitter paths, you got your replace stones, you got your add 1 stone, minus 1 stone. We have our enhanced view here, and then we have our wireframe down here as well. And we got group everything selected, ungroup everything selected, and all the groups that are subgroups. We have our TRW brushes. We got convert back to font button here. We have a see the design info with stone count, size, and colors. So that'll show you the however many stones are in your design. All right, so that's pretty much the layout on the tab. Now check this out. Let's go back to enhanced view. For our rhinestone, you want to go to the place and field tab. Inside of the place and field tab, you have a few different things to look at. Whether you want inside, outside, whether you want to add stones at all, because this section, the place and field section, also lets you add in your contours and outlines. So if you clicked on no stone, then let's click on Kim Moore. With everything set up as it is, the default setting, we hit island fill. Let's change the color. We're going to deselect everything, so click on the white space. Now we have our Kim Moore. We did a island to the inside of 0.075.
Okay, so how I see that it was, oh, never mind, I see it inside. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna undo it here. Undo it again. Now we have our Kim Moore. Let's go to the outside now. Same settings as before, island fill. Let's change it, the color. Remember, every time you do an island fill, you get that outline. See that blue outline on there?
Yeah. It's in between that black.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We right click on this this X here.
Mm-hmm.
As before earlier in the training, that gets rid of that outline. So whenever you create an object, it comes with the outline. So as soon as you create that out, see, there it is right there. It comes with the outline already, and then you just fill it with color. Let's fill it with yellow so we can see the outline more. The outline will always be there. Just right click on this X to get rid of that outline. That outline will confuse you at times, especially if you the type of person like me that likes to do double outlines. So let's click on this yellow and outline it again with the same specs. Change it to black. We're gonna right click and get rid
Okay,
of
so
that.
where are you outlining? Where are you clicking to outline?
All right, let me go back.
Because I was getting that confused with islands.
Yes, yes. So, okay. Inside the software, we click on Kim Moore here.
Mm-hmm.
And we can add an outline. there's the outline. I right clicked on purple to add that outline to Kill More. Inside of Coreldraw, that outline can be, let me see here. There it is right there. You can see it right there. Let me see here. I don't like using those outlines. So I always right click here on the X to get rid of it. But when it's there,
Is it automatically there when you type the name?
yes, it's automatically there for every object that you add in, because every object that you add in is essentially an object to where you can change it white and you'll still be able to see it. But
Okay, so we saw that earlier when you would, okay, gotcha. It's connected.
As you go through the tutorial and training, you'll understand that everything when you first create it is going to come with that outline.
Okay.
That's a visual. That's just a visual outline. That's not an outline as if the one we're about to make. We're about to make. So some softwares say outline and some softwares say contours. You know what I mean?
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, so they're the same thing as in the dark outlines in the coloring book. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we're about to outline this Kill More with an island that's size, the contour of it is 0.75. When we hit island fill, that's how we make it all happen. So when we hit island fill, we're doing an island, one island space, the fill line spacing. Those are more so rhinestone features, so we don't have to worry about those two. The contour though, right now it's at 0.075. That's another rhinestone feature. But when we took the rhinestone off, now we have the ability to add an outline. I'm gonna change that outline black, and I'm gonna right click on it to get rid of the internal outline that automatically is on it.
Which is the blue line.
Which was the blue line, correct.
Okay.
You can change that color of that line by clicking on it, and let's right click on this blue. And now you see that outline there. If I right click on this, you can change the color of the outline, but let's not worry about that. You just want to remember when you make something, click on it and right click here. And it'll get rid of that outline. Even if you
because I never want that outline, right?
Yeah, but even if you forget, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the end, me personally, I don't like it. Like, you know what I mean? Because when I get into creating stuff like this, I'm looking at it, and if it's got a outline in there, I'm thinking that's another color in there, like which is not. You know what I mean? So I like to get rid of the outline as soon as I make it.
Okay.
I didn't start doing this until I was 6, 7 months in, and I'm like, nah. And it was just it bothered me. The more and more the better I got with the software, it bothered me. It may not bother you, but if I'm trying to teach and help people, like cut that off. Like, you know what I mean? Cut that off. As soon as you do it, click on it, right click this X here, get rid of that outline. Don't let it confuse you, because it started to confuse me as I started doing this more and more. So let's say we wanted to do a double outline on that. We're going to change the contour from 0.075 to 0.1. Let's click on this black here. And now let's do an island fill again. And now, as you can see, let's change it to blue. We're going to right click, get rid of that outline. You see it has blue, but then it's got that other blue outline right there that you can see. I don't like that. So now we got a triple outline. So what there really are is islands. If you think of an island, so my cell phone is an island floating out in the ocean. Sit in this island on top of another island, and then grabbing those two islands and fitting those on top of another island. So we have this one island on top of this island on top of that island. All right. I'm gonna Control Z to get them back in place. All right. So we have our 3 islands. Let me get rid of this one. And I'm gonna get rid of this one by just clicking on it and deleting it. And I'm gonna make the first island 0.1. So now it's going to be, well, let's delete it. Let's actually do 0.2 on that. Click it in island field. Change the color and right click right here. Get rid of that extra outline. I don't quite like what it did with the O's right here. But as you can see, the higher you make this number, delete that. Change this to 0.4 island field. The higher you make that number, the bigger the island below it becomes. That's great. Because when you create that extra island, now you're able to, I like to use the term cookie cut through it. So we're going to click on Kim. We're going to hold shift. And now all of these settings up here came. See, when nothing is selected, those won't be up there. They're grayed out. You can't even use them. When you click on something, something pops up. But when you click on multiple things, it changes. So we're going to click on Kim Moore because that's the island on top that we're using as the cookie cutter to cut through this black island underneath. Click on Kim, hold shift, click on the black, and we're going to use trim. Trim is, so they have them in order of weld, simplify, trim, and then create boundaries. We're going to click on trim. I like to woosah for a second. I like to click the white space. Sometimes I like to zoom out, look at what I got, and then, okay, see if that worked. Now it cookie cut through that Kim. So now we have our outline, right? You following along?
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to go from the outside to the inside. We're going to click on Add Stone. For stones, you want it set up on 0.075, what it was before. That's the default. All right. We're going to click on Kim Moore. And now we have 4 different fields to choose from. I only used 2 of them primarily. Sometimes I use the path field. I never use the offset field. I don't even like how that feels in stone. It's horrible. So you want to select your image, your design. You want to size it accordingly. So what you might wear a medium, large.
Yes, medium.
Okay. So on a medium, we want that probably to be, well, we can go 8.5. I typically like to grab the garment, grab a ruler, size up where I'm trying to put it so it don't end up under the underarms if I do it too big.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's click on Kim Moore and let's do island field. I like to start with island field. Well, let's back up. Let me drag Kim Moore out. Let me make another copy and another copy. We're gonna make those black. We're gonna make all 3.
Okay, so when you dragged it out, how did it stay up there? Automatically dragging makes a copy of it?
Yes. No,
Okay.
not automatically dragging makes a copy, but when I drag it, I right click on it. I drag with the left click and then I right click, and that makes a copy.
Okay.
So you got to
Drag.
right click before you let go of the left click though.
Okay.
Almost simultaneously. You'll get the hang of it after you do it a few times. Or you can also do this. Drag it, and then you can start stamping it with the space bar. So if you wanted to do a shirt, a multicolored shirt that said Kim Moore, Kim Moore, Kim Moore, Kim Moore, you can just easily do it like that with the space bar. All right. I'm gonna change these black. Let's get into these island fields. Let's get into these fields. So the path field, as you can see right here, the color is set on jet black right now because I just changed these to jet black. So let's change the color to like yellow. We're going to click on Kim Moore. We're going to do, remember, all of these settings are this. You want to keep all of these settings primarily how they are. Also, you want to change your corner detect to 130. These are all, when you go back and watch the video over and you're using it for the first time, you'll see like, okay, let me change this. Okay, that's always going to be 0.2, so you'll never have to worry about changing that. This right here may say 0.14 or something. I feel like automatic works better. So click this A here and it'll change to auto. And now, if we path fill it and clear the paths and merge overlapping stone, that's what we get. So it did a path fill around your name and added stone. Like I say, sometimes I use the path fill maybe 10% of the time. Our next field is the hatch field. If you click it, you got to hit hatch field. Then you have to clear the paths and then merge overlapping stones. So whenever you use any one of these fields, you have to clear the paths and merge overlapping stones.
So what does clear the path do?
Okay. I love your questions. They are definite questions that people should ask when they go through the training. Like, huh? What are you talking about? Let me change the color of these so you can see it even better. I'm going to change the stone color to a purple. So now when I click on it and I hatch fill it, in order to create the hatch fill, the software creates these lines. Left to right, left to right. See the black line?
Mm-hmm.
So when you clear the paths, all of these stones are, let me go back again. You got to see it when it happens. There they go right there. You see them? See all those lines?
Yeah.
Those
Okay.
are the paths that Design Wizard created to place those rhinestones onto.
Okay.
See that? Yep. So you always have to 3-part step whenever using a field, clear the paths here, and then merge overlapping stones. So when we click on it, when we hatch fill, you'll see the lines come up. Places the stones on the lines, and you have to clear the path and then merge overlapping stones, and then the lines are gone. If you don't clear the path, merge overlapping stones, you'll never cut out a successful rhinestone template because it'll be circles with lines going through them, and you try to pick it up and rip it straight through.
So it'll cut the lines and the circles.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
So the Kim Moore was so small, so the hatch field didn't really give a good example for that one. Let me make it a little bigger. Let's say 9.5. Now I'm gonna use the hatch fill again, clear the path, merge overlapping stones. So it's still not getting the top or the bottom. But that's not a problem because we can just grab these 2 stones, hold control, and then just drag them right down. Boom.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to a lot of people's favorite. It's the island field. The island field it, clear the path, merge overlapping stones. Let's change the color so we can see it. It gives a better when you're working with them so small, it'd be so hard at times to get a good. All right, that's 8-7. Now let's do an island field. Clear the path, merge overlapping stones. All right, that's better. So it gives you your island field around your name perfect. Pretty good, if you ask me. When I first started using the software, I didn't notice. Okay, like stuff like that, I did notice, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna fix that. Delete all of this. That was just wonky, right? And then I'm gonna delete this one too. And then we'll use our tools over here to fix that line. So we'll click, I'm gonna just delete those tools as well, to fix that whole line. So I'm gonna click here. I'm gonna hold shift, click the next stone. And then right here, you have replace stones to make the spacing equal. Click that button. Right here, you can add one stone. The more I click it, it adds in stone. If I click the bottom arrow, it takes away stone. So let's add in that row. See that line going through it though, right?
Right, but what you clicked on something to say replace stones.
Yeah, let me go back.
Oh, I got you. Okay, I didn't see your mouse. I see it now. Okay.
You want to click on one stone, hold shift, click on the next
Mm-hmm.
stone, and then right here, replace stones to make the spacing equal.
Gotcha. Okay.
As you can see, when you hover over things inside the design wizard, it shows up right down
Right.
here. It
I see.
also, if you hover over it, the pop-up appears.
Mm-hmm.
But let me show you this.
Right.
It didn't dawn on me until a few months after using the software that they work like this. But if you're over here, as you can see, Coreldraw is green right here in the corner. If you click back over, if Coreldraw is green right here in the corner, but Design Wizard is grayed out right here. Now, when you click over here on the Design Wizard, no longer grayed out. Now Coreldraw is grayed out.
Oh, okay.
So when you're
Either
doing,
or.
yeah. So when you're doing stuff like this, clicking on one stone, and you can select all of the same size. Well, that was the same size and color, my bad. Let's select all of the same size. We got let me nudge those out. So I'll go to the edit tab and nudge those out. Right? We have all of the same size and color rhinestone. That's kind of neat.
So what if you did Kim M in one
Color,
color
yeah.
and the rest of the name in another color? Would you still have to clear the path? I think that is.
Yes, yes, yes. So you always have to clear the path. So let me show you. Click here, and we click here. Replace stones to make the spacing equal, puts that line between them so that you can add stones onto that line. And I'm just pushing the up arrow to add stones to that line. But that line is still there. You always have to hold shift and clear that path from the selected objects. And that line goes away. So we just fix that part of the L. I want to bring a stone down, place one right here. Now I'm gonna hold shift, select the next stone. I'm still holding shift, and then I select the next stone. And then replace stones to make the spacing equal button again. And then I can add a stone, add a stone. Then we got to remember to shift and clear the path. Now we essentially fix that M. Even though I don't like the font, it's just for training purposes. I got rid of that one right there in the center. I mean, most people, they might have liked it that, how that stone separated those two. Me personally, I do not. So I'm going to go in there and see how I'm going right between the center of the K, right between this K here in the negative space, the workspace. I'm just going to select Just that row of stones. Just all of those. I'm gonna delete them.
Mhm.
So we have our one here, hold shift, and we have our one here. So we can replace the stones to make the spacing equal, and then add a stone, add a stone, add a stone, add a stone. We can do that, but there's a quicker way to get from one stone to the other and fill it with stones. Click on one, hold shift, click on the next stone, and inside the edit tab, click on fill between two. All right. When you use that though, when you use that, there's still a line in between there, even though you don't see one. So if you deselect it and you click on it, it still selects that whole row of stones and they're all still together. You have to click on the row, hold shift, and clear the path. And now each stone is separate. It sounds like a lot, but it's no different than any other software that you have used previously. Once you learn this part and you play around with it a little bit and you be like, okay, I ain't about to do Kim Moore. I'm about to try, you're going to do names for your family. You're going to want to make shirts for yourself. All right. So let's dive in a little more.
So this is considered what type of, is this a SVG because you're able to add the stones, or is this considered PNG just because you typed it?
In a graphical sense, it is both. So it's an SVG because it's using scalable vector graphics, meaning no matter how far we zoom in on this, we're never going to see pixels on it.
Okay.
Okay. A PNG, that's just a portable network graphic, which allows you to visually see it. So if you're printing it, whether it's PNG, JPEG, or PDF, it's going to come out. If you printed this out right now on a sheet of paper, you're going to see exactly what we see,
Right.
So when we cut it out vector, we're going to cut this out. And I'm actually going to delete all of this. We're going to make this just a little bigger so that the stones fit. I deselected everything. I'm going to click back on Kim Moore. I'm going to go to my place and fill, and I'm going to do an island fill. Clear the paths, merge overlapping stones. All right. And we're going to we're going to delete this one, and delete this one, and delete this one. We could have got in there and, like right here on the R, I'm going to delete all of this because I found it easier and quicker just to delete all of that and then just replace that whole line using the fill between two that we just learned. Hold shift and clear the path. Right here, it's all mumbly jumbly. Not really. We can just move this stone here, move this stone here, and we sort of fixed that problem right there. But let's just say when you look at it, you're like, I don't like how it's not straight. You click on one stone, hold shift, select all the next stones as you hold shift, and then it will equal space. Let's shift and clear the path, and it just equals space. Those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, those 8 stones. Handy, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, now you cannot put rhinestones on top of vinyl. So I would, me personally, nudge this off to the side. Reason why I nudge it off to the side is I want to save it. Here's why I want to save it. Because Let's do a mock-up. We're gonna simulate the stones on this one. Boom. Uh-oh. Let me move this out the way. When you do a mock-up, your pages come up down here. So we got a mock-up here, we got a mock-up here. This is our first mock-up from when we did the first one earlier.
Oh,
Our
okay.
second mock-up. Then here's our page 1. We can move Kim Moore, add it right back in there, nudge it back in there. And now let's do another mock-up. Go to our mock-up tab. Let's mock that up. I'm going to grab this mock-up. I'm going to drag it down here to this page here. Once that page is highlighted, I'm going to drag it back up and I'm going to let it go. So now we got 2 of them. Let me resize these 2. All right. So now the reason why come on, Salt. All right. Now the reason why I don't delete this part and I nudge it off to the side is because let's say you got a customer, her name is Kim Moore, and the name of her business is Kim Moore, and she wants to represent her business. So she's like, ooh, yeah, girl, I plan on getting a black shirt with gold, and then I'm gonna need a red one with white stones, and I'm gonna need a white one with red stones, right? As you create her shirts, the first one, I'm gonna just move this out the way. The first one you created her is, I'm gonna move this out the way. You quoted her, you say, yeah, girl, I can do your name and rhinestones for $35 or whatever you may charge her on a white shirt with these color stones, and you charge her $35. Next shirt, she like, oh, I want another shirt, but can you make it purple this time? And can you make the stones clear? So we're going to pick one stone, select all the same size and color. We're going to change those stones clear. So now you got a purple and with clear stone. She comes back again 2 weeks later because she's a fashionista. She said, girl, I need it black. But can you put an outline around it so they can see it more? Boom. Let me move this to the back so we don't need that right now. Boom. Okay, so now we got her Kim Moore red with the black outline. You're going to add in the price difference for the vinyl that you use, and you're going to say, yeah, I can do that for 40 or 42.50 or whatever, right? She comes back and she was like, yeah, girl, I like the glitter. I mean, I like the rhinestones, but can you do it in glitter? You've already got it done because you didn't delete that piece. It's right there. There it is. So now you can cut out that inside vinyl piece and change that to glitter. She said she wanted gray glitter because she got some shoes that's red, black, and gray. She ain't want no rhinestones this time because the shoes are glittery. Like, you know what I mean? So,
Okay.
on this, so I used to, because you cannot put rhinestones on top of vinyl, I used to immediately delete this part. Boom, I don't even need that. But as I got more and more experience and the customers started coming back and changing colors up on me, I always felt that it was smarter and wiser to change my workspace to 100 by 100. Boom. Now I got a bigger workspace and everything is in the workspace. And then I move this up here, make a copy. You know what I mean? Boom. And then I keep copies down here of everything that I did with the design from scratch, or from my satisfaction level, to where I can go back and let's say she's like, oh, I like it, but the black is too much. Can you separate the Kim from the black just a little bit? So you'll go into your design, you go to your place and fill tab, You'll go outside because we're not going inside. We're going outside. No stones. I think that 0.075 was thin enough to work. And let's island fill it. Let's change the color. Let's wireframe it. What happened? Okay, there it is there, but we just couldn't see it. All right, let me go back. Oh, we couldn't see it because the black. Let's push the black to the back. And there's that separation. You got to remember though, that was just an island on top of the black. So you want to cut that island through. You want to click on, let's change the color so we can see. Right now, there's no cut through there. We're going to cookie cut that like we did the last one. Click on one, hold shift, click on the black and trim it. Boom. And now we have that negative space in between there. We can delete this part if we want to, but I never delete anything because now, let's say she want a blue trim on her next shirt, you know. You get it?
Got it.
All right. That has been today's training. It's 2:21. We went a little over, but
I
hopefully
appreciate it.
you got the gist of basic level. You know, basic level, intermediate, not basic level, basic level, starting off learning the tools of the software. You know,
Mhm.
you can go out there and hold on. I'm gonna give you a few more minutes. When you go back, I want you to practice this type of stuff. So you'll go to Google. That was one I just found that I'm going to work on. Go to Google and let's type
Can I
in.
ask you a quick question about that?
Yeah.
So you remember when you showed the selecting everything that maybe be like the same color, then you nudged it over to the left?
Yeah.
When you nudged all of those colors over to the left, let's just say for this beautiful bird, is that when you rhinestone all of those colors? When you nudge it to the left
No.
and then nudge it back? No?
No. Nope.
Okay.
So name one of your favorite characters.
Betty Boop.
All right then. So we go to Betty Boop SVG for scalable vector graphic. Boom. Right. Let's say any one of these will work, but I'm just trying to find a good, nice and easy one. Right here. Boom.
Okay.
We're gonna
We'll
right
get a
click
white one.
and we're gonna save it. Betty Boop. I always like to make sure I name it correctly so that it's easy to find. All right. We're gonna drag that in. I like to drag it in right from here from our download. Drag it in. Boom. I had to show you all the basics first. Let's size her up.
Okay, when you dragged her in, you didn't drag her into that square. Was that intentional?
I just drug her in the Coreldraw.
Okay.
Yeah, because once I drag her in, then I got her in the software. Then I'm about to size
Okay.
her up accordingly. So 12.334 might be too big. Let's go down 9.4. All right, she's pixelated. We can look at her and tell she's heavily pixelated.
But it said SVG though, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It's when you type in SVG into Google, it brings up these style of images, regardless if they're JPEG, PNG. You know, as you notice here, all of these are visually. Oh man, hold on. Visually, they're all black and white, like color, cartoon color. I mean, coloring book images, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh
And
yeah.
we're gonna do this one.
Okay.
You can see the size is what matters. You see this size is 195 by 195. Let's
Mm-hmm.
go up here into Google settings now. We're gonna go over here to tools, click on tools, and right here we're gonna click on size, and we're gonna switch that to large. Now it's bringing up large images. So we're gonna try to find a simple one here. A minute. Yeah, I'm trying to find one that doesn't have like, all right, that's good. Let's right click, let's save image as. Can't save that one. See, some of them you can't save and you got to actually go in there and they want you to buy them. But a lot of
Okay.
them you can just right click and save because we're going to edit it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. We'll just go with this one. If they let us get it, right click, save image as. Cool. All right, saves as a JPEG, but it's large though, so it's going to work a lot better. And I'll show the example. So we got this one right here, which was like 192 by 192. Then we have this other one. We're going to drag the other one in. Boom. All right. So the first one, we're going to right click on it. We're going to outline, trace, and clip art. That changes it into a vector. As you can see here, the one on the left is pixelated, and then it changes it into all thick lines. But as you can see, didn't do a perfect job because now this heart is no longer a heart on her leg, you know. But she looked like Betty Boop. She definitely
Right.
still do look like Betty Boop. On this screen here, your power tray screen, you want to click on remove background and delete original image. You can play around with the detail up here. So we can slide the detail up and get a little more detail, but that typically adds in more colors to deal with. I'm gonna leave it as so though. For now, hit OK. When we zoom into her, see that part, it added in that extra color right there. We'll have to fix that. Right,
And
add
Trace
in,
clean that up like that.
huh?
And Trace clean that up like that.
Yes, yeah, yeah. I mean, so right click, outline, trace, clip art. Yep.
Mm.
Changes it to a vector, then we hit OK.
Mm-hmm.
So now essentially what we have is, if we deselect it, we have Betty Boop, but she's still one piece. So we got to right click on her, ungroup all objects. When you ungroup all objects, now here's what you got. Everything is its own little piece. As you can see here. And Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. What I like to do is I like to merge or weld all the same colors together because, you know, all of this is broken apart. Her face, you know, all of that. So we're going to use our color tools over here. We're going to select her face, select all of the same color in the middle. We're going to weld all that together. If we nudge that out, you can see here that we got all that color together. I'm going to leave that off to the side. And then I'm going to just do the same for the pink. Select all the same color and weld that together. And I like to nudge that over as well. The black, I like to click on the black. Select all of the same color. Weld, nudge that over. So now, as you can see, we're piecing the design back. We got her little hand right here. This little piece right here. We see that's the other piece to her hand that's supposed to be black. I'm gonna just grab that, nudge that over. I'm gonna hold shift. So now I got these pieces selected, hold shift. Now I have them all selected. I want to right click, combine it all together, and then weld. Okay. It got all of that up there when I selected all of the black. Okay, my bad. Let me get rid of all of this. Wait a minute, let me go back. I forgot all the rest of that black was on the screen. So when I did that last, yep, there it is right there. So it's still undo. Forgot all of that black was there. So we're gonna change. We don't need that anymore. There we go. So now when I select this, select all the black on the screen and nudge it over. Let me nudge it over one more time so that we got just the black. We'll actually do it from here. When we nudge that black over, we see that it didn't get her finger. Right? We're gonna grab that. Let's nudge it over twice. Let's hold shift, select the black, right click, combine, and then weld that together. Oh, so it still welded it all together. That's okay, because we have our pink here. We're gonna, our skin. What color is that? Oh, soft pink. We're gonna nudge that over, hold shift. We're going to trim that through the black. So now, let's nudge the black over. See, that's what we have, those inside pieces to the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go in the wireframe so we can see what we have. So we have all of these pieces here. Let's nudge it, grab this and nudge it back over. I'm gonna grab this and nudge it back over. All right, so we're working with, that's why I wanted one that was super easy. We're working with designs that you grab offline. You want to make sure, as soon as you break it apart, that you get all of these colors and weld them together so that you're, like, me personally, I'll probably go to our polygon tool and then go to our basic shapes here and change that to a heart set of lips, since the lips didn't really come out right.
Oh, so you fixed her lips the way you wanted to fix them.
Yeah, that's boom, and then so now like she's blowing a kiss. But in doing that, you want to first, let me move this. You want to weld this together. And then, no, that don't look too bad right there.
It don't.
We're going to leave it like that.
Okay.
We're just taking the color out of there. It fixed it. But I was about to move that right there. Boom. And then hold shift, click on the black, and then I was going to trim those lips through the black. Because right now, when you go in the wireframe, it's over that piece. As you can see, everything else, except for right here, everything else is a cut line where it can be cut out with vinyl and then just placed on a shirt with vinyl. But if you did this, you would cut out the black vinyl first and then just layer the lips right on top, and then you wouldn't even see it. But you would want to trim it if you're not trying to do layer on top of layer on top of layer on top of layer. So I would click on the lips, hold shift, click on the black, and then trim it through the black. So now you got that area there. Then I would probably also trim the heart through this other. See, look, when we move it, see that color under there? I'll click on the heart, hold shift, click on the skin, and then trim it through. So now we have that heart shape going. You know what I'm saying? When you cut that vinyl out and you get to placing that vinyl together, you know, you'll have that space right there for the heart to go, for the lips. That's kind of neat. Now I'll probably do the same thing down here on her leg. But once again, that's copying the heart, thinking in your mind what you want to do, how you're going to cut it out. I'm going to turn this just a little bit. Let's move it here. Because first we want to weld this. We weld it and we wireframe it. It's gone. So now that's all black vinyl. We move this right there. We turn it. Let's resize it. Get it in there. I like it right here. Maybe turn it just a little more. All right. So we put that heart on her leg, but when we wireframe it, we got to think we cutting out vinyl. Sure, that would work if you understand layering and you understand. Okay, I'm gonna cut out my black first. That's gonna be my outline to help me get everything together. And I'm gonna cut out my pink and put her pink skirt on there. Boom. And I'm gonna cut out my yellow. Boom, for the stuff. And then you probably, okay, I'm gonna need to put the lips on last because I didn't cut through.
Right.
If you cut through, you don't have to worry. You can put it in any order you want to, you know. I'll still start with the black first and position it on the shirt how I want it.
Right.
Let's click on the red, click on the black. We're gonna trim that through the black. Let's wireframe it. And we know we still got to trim it through the yellow. So I like to deselect everything. Select the red again, hold shift, click on the yellow and trim it through the yellow. So now we have great cut line. Let's put our skin back in there. Uh-oh, I moved it. So we gotta puzzle it back in there like so. That's what I used to do all the time before I started nudging stuff. I used to have to go in there and get it back in there like this. All right, let's rhinestone this dress. Click on it, place and fill, hatch. All right, want to make sure it's on inside. Add stones, hatch fill. Clear the path, merge overlapping stones. Boom. All right, we're going to highlight this. I mean, me personally, I'll probably click on the yellow, select all the yellow, weld that together, and then do an island fill on that. Clear the paths, merge overlapping stones. Let's change that to like something a little off yellow. And now let's highlight her, the whole thing. Let's do mock-up. We're going to leave it on simulate stones because I want to show you something. And let's mock it up. Left click. So everything in your design that was not grouped together, when you hit simulate stones and doing your mock-up, you're going to get these little simulated stones in places that you don't want them at.
Okay.
That's going to let you know, okay, I need to go back and fix that area right there. Whether you merge it, whether
Oh.
you, yeah, we're gonna combine that area with that. There's another one
Okay.
right here. So the eyes were not welded together. The inside part right here of the eyes, they were not welded together. So we got this little stone right here that's not supposed to be there. The nose was a different color. We never welded this piece of the nose to the black. So you want to remember to weld that. But
Hmm.
let's move our shirt into place. Oh, I did make it big. What size was it? Hold on. Let me see. 9.49429 by 21,989. So that's a little long for a woman's shirt. Even the software is, I'll tell you that. But that's for the V-neck shirt.
Mm-hmm.
If it was on a women's burnout, might fit just right.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've already seen how we can play around with the colors. Let's just say what I like to do is click on this pink. We're going to push it to the back. You got a sublimation printer?
Yes.
Okay.
I got the Epson 7720.
Okay. We twins then. Got the same one I got.
Okay.
All right. So oh, that's even better. Even better. So you got a DTF?
What was that? Do I have what?
DTF printer.
No.
Okay,
I
what you do?
want a DTF. That's what I'm looking at. But that price looks so crazy right now.
It is. It is.
And the maintenance,
It is.
they
It
talking
is.
about clogging and all of that. So
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Trust me, it's a lot.
so transfers is the way to go right now then, I guess.
Transfers is the way to go.
Or sublimation, I guess, you know.
Or sublimation.
Mm-hmm.
Or printing cut, if you're doing it small format, what kind of vinyl cutter you got?
Cricut.
Okay, you got
I got the Explorer
an Explorer.
3. Yeah,
Okay.
Explorer 3.
So I have a Cricut Explorer Air 2
Mm-hmm.
that I don't use at all. I only bought it to help other people to cut out my design that I have on Etsy.
Awesome. And that was why I asked that question before I placed the order, was how was I going to cut it out on the Cricut, because the designs was larger than the Cricut cut, and you told me that I could split the
Yeah, yeah,
rhinestone up or something. Okay.
yeah. So when you look at it and you think of it, let's just go with black over here.
Mm-hmm.
We know we can't sublimate onto a black shirt, right?
Right.
So for this one, we're going to, they say they wanted chocolate Betty on this one. We know we
Yeah.
can't put rhinestones on top of vinyl, so we're not going to be able to use this vinyl. But that still makes it look good, made it look even better if you ask me. We know we
Mm-hmm.
can't put rhinestones on top of vinyl, so we're gonna remove this vinyl. I'm just sending them to the back so we can't see it. That's the design right there. And that looks good if you ask me. Because we're gonna cut out brown vinyl, we're gonna cut out white vinyl, that little mint vinyl for her eyes, and that's it, and red vinyl for the lips. And then we're gonna cut out our rhinestone template of the dress. Over here though, they said they wanted they Barbie to be caramel Barbie,
Mm-hmm.
and they wanted her to have on a purple dress with purple stones. So all of these stones right here now on this page are red. So we just can't change these over here red. If we select all the red stones, it's going to select both of their dresses, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's where the nudge feature comes in at. We can go to edit. Let's nudge that up. Deselect them all. Highlight all of these, change them to purple. While we're at it, we might as well group them together and nudge them back down. Boom. Let's grab these reds. Might as well group them together as well. Nudge them back down. So now we have two shirts. She's a Betty Boop fan. She said she wanted the caramel Betty. She wanted the chocolate Betty. She wanted the albino Betty.
Exactly.
All right. So you're gonna sublimate this shirt over here, and then you're just gonna place the rhinestones on top using the same template that you used to create this one. Then she like, girl, you seen them mint Jordans that came out? I'm about to get them mint Jordans. I need a Betty Boop shirt for it. Say no, say less, girl. Got you. Yeah, but the shoes ain't got red in it. You say they white stones? Okay, then I hear you, right?
Yeah.
Ready to go. You got your next $75 shirt off the run. You know what I mean? But then she was like, yeah, girl, them blue ones came out. You know I needed one for the blue ones that came out too. Girl, shut your mouth. I got you.
I got you.
Boom. Boom. And you're gonna print off that Betty and use that same template again. All right. Let's go into.
I'm so glad this is recorded.
Yes. That's why I do record it. I want to pack as much information into the time that we have. Then you can go back and work along with the video. So
as soon as we get off, I'm going back over it.
Yeah.
When I get it.
So now we need to take these stones here and get it ready for cut for Cricut. If you had a cutter like me, you can highlight this thing, go to your templates, and do right click right here on vinyl overcut stone 2+ cut, and you're gonna get something like this. Boom.
So why I got to have your cutter? What cutter do you have? You got a big boy?
Yeah, it's a big boy, but it didn't cost more than the other cutters. I just chose a different style of cutter.
Oh, okay.
I did a little more research when I first got started than most people, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wanted to go with a cutter that I wouldn't have to upgrade from.
Yeah.
Right. So here go her earrings right here.
Wow.
That's one cut right there. And it's
that's what I want to do.
Yeah, you can grab this, boom, and then send it to your cutter. That's one board. That's how I got started. You want to get started with one board when you first get making separate boards when you first get started. I know you're going to use more flock, but here's her dress right here and the shoe. We could have fixed the shoes and made it a little more straighter, but I didn't bother doing any of that. You're going to grab this, boom, well, all of this. I like to make a copy.
Yeah, I think I like your cutter better. Okay.
And then you're going to send it to your cutter, which the cutting software that I use is Cricut 3 that goes with I have a US cutter.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I got one of the first model US cutters. So I think this cutter was like $250. I think it was like maybe $312 with the stand.
Oh, wow. You got that good according to the day, because the Cricuts cost almost that much or more. Sometimes, depending on which one you get, especially if this get the maker.
Yep.
So did the cutter come with the software, or you had to purchase additional software?
The cutter comes with cutting software.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, so the cutting software is Cricut 3, and it will come, your cutter will come with cutting software, just like Cricut comes with design space cutting software.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Design
Okay.
Space and most of those cloud-based apps like Cricut and Silhouette Studio, they
Mm-hmm.
are design apps and cutting software. So,
Right. Okay.
oh, in our interim, Coreldraw is the design software, and then Cut. This is just software that came with my cutter to help me to cut out the design.
Mm,
That
okay.
you're not gonna do any designing in there. We're just Control C,
Great cutter.
and we're
It's just
pasting
a
it in
cutter.
here. We making sure that it's aligned up right, whether it's vertical or horizontal. You know that by the vertical and
Yeah.
the horizontal here, and then
Mm-hmm.
that's the cutter icon, and it sends it straight to the cutter. If I hit cut right now, my cutter will start, it'll start trying to cut this out.
That's awesome.
That's how simple it is to go from design to your cutter using
Right.
using a commercial cutter. If you got a Cricut, you got a couple more steps to do. You want to grab all of these circles. So you want to do your red first. You're going to grab all of the red. We're going to copy it and move it up there. We have to put a box around it, though. We got to put our cutting box around it. You want to make sure that you keep the size dimensions within the size dimensions. Let's make it a little small. I like to keep them equal. So if it's 6.8 by 14.6, we're going to go with that. Let's go 6.8 by 14.6. I don't want all those extra numbers on there. So we're going to
Mm-hmm.
go 6.8 times 14.6. Make that box a little tighter. We're going to change that box to black. We're going to send it to the back. We're going to click on our red, highlight all of our red, weld it together. Make sure your red is welded together. So we're just welding it together right now. We're going to cookie cut through the black.
So the black part, is that like your weed box?
Yes, correct. And that's the part that we're going to upload into Cricut, and Cricut will cut out that, and then that's your template.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What I
I
like to
hope I don't have to do that too long. I got to look into that US cutter.
do. So what I like to do is, oh, wait a minute. So we got to take the red, hold shift, trim through it. I like to move the red out the way. I like to save it because, I share my designs with people that got Cricut cutters, brother scan and cut, and some people like it outside the box because they know a little more of what they're doing. And
Mm-hmm.
then newbies or beginners prefer it inside the box here. So what I like to do is right here on my screen, I like to give myself my reference. So I like to go to my text, 6.8 by 14.6. 6.8 times 14.6 inches. And then I'm gonna resize it here so that I can see it. And I like to hold shift, click on the black, and press C to center it. Boom. So now we got our reference for our Betty Boop dress. Let's save it. We're gonna save the file. Betty Boop big because it's big. All right. That just saved the design files to Coreldraw. We still have to export our rhinestone template for her dress. But now you see why I said at first, you can, if this, say if this was going on a 3X shirt and you need to make it big, 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 you will probably waste a lot of flock, all of this area right here of flock, because you did not, and break this curve apart, decide to just bring all of this up and put it right here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so we won't have to puzzle the rhinestones. You can just lay them on where it fits on the image.
on the image. Yeah, so
Oh, okay.
in doing it like this,
Mm-hmm.
once you cut out your template, once you brush your stones in and pick them up, you just gotta cut it right here.
To put
You gotta
that
cut
part
it.
on the shoe and put
Yeah,
that part
cut it right there,
on.
and then place that part on the shoe. You know,
Okay.
once you get even better though,
Yeah.
you're gonna be like, okay, then I'm trying to save as much flock as possible. So
Exactly.
I'm gonna grab all this right here because I know that's the top part of her dress. This is the bottom part of her dress, and that's the shoe. I'm gonna just move all this down here, right there, and I'm gonna save even more of my rhinestone flock because now you're only gonna be using that much flock, you know.
Thank you.
So essentially, no matter how big your image is, as long as you understand that when you cut it out, that's her top part of her dress, that's the middle, that's the bottom of her dress, and that's the shoes, you know, she could have had her friends with her, and you're doing 3 or 4 more shirts of other Betty Boops, and you're like, man, I only got, let me show you, I only got 11.5 inches of rhinestone flock. Even though the rhinestone flock is 12 inches, we can only utilize 11.5 of it because of the rollers on the side.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna puzzle in. It took me years till I got this part. I mean, till I even understood it because I was cutting them out uh and just matching it up
Yeah,
without,
that's what I normally do.
yeah,
Okay.
without saving the flock.
Mm-hmm.
So now we could have cut out that piece. So let's say we did her whole skin in rhinestones. I don't know why people do that, but they do. They do the whole image in rhinestones, and I just like doing parts of the
It
image
don't
that,
pop like that.
yeah,
Yeah, I like the way yours look. It pop.
yeah, it pops because you see
Right.
her regular face, and she got on a rhinestone dress. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes, exactly.
So let's just say we decided we're gonna do her whole body in rhinestones.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see, that might be my girl. She might have just made it to Pickwood. Oh, she just made it to the hospital. Oh, everything is well. Wishing for a speedy recovery. All right. So we got all of this stuff now, and we're like, man, okay, I'm gonna cut out. Let's change it another color so we can see it. You see what I would do? I would just grab
Mm-hmm.
all of this. Oh, oh, it don't fit. Ah, it don't fit, man. Yes, it
Can her
will.
legs go over there?
Her legs will, yeah. But check this out. We're going to freehand pick this, and we're going to go right in between all of this. We're just going to get her face. Once it
What?
just selected her face, let's move her face in down here.
Mm.
Now we working with 11.5 inches across, but we measured the piece and it's actually 16 inches in length or 17 inches in length. So we got a little room to work with. But we know that we can only do 11.5 across.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on, what's going on? Did it freeze? Save our work. I think it did freeze. Yep, you see the turning blue? The blue.
Mm-hmm.
The blue circle of freezer. I make up words. My apologies. So that's what it did. I don't know why. Oh, that's the first time it ever did that. Usually, if it freezes like this, it'll freeze and shut down. It won't just freeze. Like it's letting me click on. I can click back and forth from 100, but I can't do anything on that one either. Okay. So I'm scrolling my mouse up and down. It's not moving. So I'm gonna just close it. Open back up our Betty Boop Big. Oh, this is a computer issue. Because now it's not even, okay, not even shutting it down. So I'm a computer head. We're going to control, I'll delete it. Go to our task manager. And we're going to click on Coreldraw. And we're just going to end the task here. Boom. Got to close it down. I'm going to go right back and open back up that Betty Boop. I got so many files. I got 3,610 files. So I like to search for it.
Wow. That's enough to make it shut down.
Betty Boop Big here. Let's open it back up. I like to say that I do accept donations. We did
I
go a
like
little
to
bit
say,
over our time, but I
yeah,
wanted to give you the so I think I'm gonna change it. I think I'm gonna change it to it has to be 2 hours, right? In order to get to the end of a first design, you know,
mm-hmm.
to teach because I was going pretty fast today. So to teach the texting, the selecting of the objects, to teach the difference in the Coreldraw screen and the TRW screen, and the outlines, and then to rhinestone the image. And I did that. That was a quick rhinestone. That, as you can see, we can go in there and we can fix stuff like it's unevenly spaced here. We would just delete these stones here. Or me personally, I would lock this, right click it and lock it. And I'll delete that whole row by using my selection tool. Selecting all of those and then just redoing that whole row with the fill tool. Edit,
Mm-hmm.
fill between two. Remember, you got to shift and clear the paths. So after you do your fills, you will just go in there and fine tune it. Or if you were like me, you cut it out just like this. You brush the stones in, you put it on a shirt, and you admire the rhinestone because here's a mock-up of what it looked like without even fixing it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Wait a minute, hold on. No, let's
And
do it.
those that were on the mock-up were the stone simulated, right?
Yes, we're about to do it again. We're about to place and fill. I mean, mock up, simulate, and I want to see how it would look if we rhinestone the whole face along with the dress. We
Mm-hmm.
would still need our vinyl outline of our black, but let's see how it would look. Let's say we're going with, we don't have a sublimation printer. All we got is our vinyl cutter and our heat press. So, okay, so it's already, okay, I forgot we locked the brown. So the brown didn't come over, and that works perfect. We're going to select all of these black stones right here, same size and color. I'm going to go ahead and right click and group those together now. Let's change her to chocolate. Do the same for her red dress. Select all the red stones, right click on them, and group objects. And we're gonna push this pink to the back. Let's make the shirt black. I like to go off black just a little so we can see it.
So with the pink going to the back, it won't try to cut or do anything with the pink because you don't visually see it.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. Not that it won't cut. This is visually for the mock-up.
Mock-up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Mhm.
when you're exporting it, as long as it's pushed to the back. See, right now, I push that pink to the back. If we take this and we push the shirt to the back now, or the stones to the back, you know, or this to the back.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you won't see it. So
Mhm.
visually you can export it like that and just keep changing the colors to show for the customer. So that's why I'm just sending it to the back. Like I send this black right here to the back. And now there's no outline. But if we send the pink to the back, we can see the stones. Boom.
Okay.
And I'm gonna push the shirt to the back now and bring everything back. So that's just for the visual representation. But look at that. Without going in there and editing, it looks good. But of course, you know, we got that one right there.
Right.
And so in the image, I would delete that mock-up right there. Then I would go back and I would go back and I'll be like, that piece right there. Okay. I'm gonna either weld that to this piece or weld that to the black. Let's weld it to this piece. Oh, we locked that. We gotta unlock that. Click it, hold shift, and let's weld that together. Boom. We know that piece ain't supposed to be in there. We know her eyes need to be welded together so that they're one continuous color. We might as well go ahead and select all of this. One, hold shift, get that piece and that piece, and weld it all together. I like to change the color, make sure I got it all, and then change it back. Let's get her greens. Shift, let's weld them together. We already did the yellow for her earrings. So typically when I start off, I'll weld all my colors together. Makes it a lot easier.
Do you have to click on each place where that color is, or just clicking on one color will pull them all together for you to weld?
Remember, you're going to use these up here. I'm going to click on one, and you're going to either select all of the same color, all of the same size, all of the same size and color. For the yellow, let's break it apart. If we was trying to get all the yellow, we can either click right here on one yellow, hold shift, click on the other yellow, continue to hold shift, click on that yellow, or we can click on one yellow and then click our middle, select all same color.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay.
After I do that, I like to use my nudge, make sure I got it all, and then combine it and then weld it.
Okay.
All right.
Select, nudge, combine, weld.
Trust me. Trust me when I say this. After you go back through this video and you open it up and you don't even have to choose the same image. Choose a similar image and just go through the steps and the prompts. You'll be cutting out your first Betty Boop rhinestone shirt in no time.
Well, I definitely appreciate you taking the time on this Saturday during the holiday weekend. And it was so amazing. I was getting ready to type, well, I was actually typing the email to ask about the classes, and I don't know what happened, but I was on in Rhinestone University, and I happened to see you mention. I was like, isn't he reading my mind, Wayne from Ohio?
Right.
I didn't even just cut the email off. I was just look while I was doing this email, I need this class. So I really do appreciate that.
Yeah.
Even offering it, with no additional people who were interested today.
Right. So I typically for at least 6 months now,
Mm-hmm.
I've been more so setting aside saying I'll work Saturday and Sunday, and I offer the class. There's been a few times where I've gotten up to 4, maybe 5 people in there, and it's
Mm-hmm.
actually becomes a beginners group setting learning experience. Some of those, I know I say 2 hours, some of those recordings has been 4, 5 hours, where we're on there having so much fun and they're learning
Mm-hmm.
so much that
Mm-hmm.
I just give them that time. Uh, But yeah,
So with
I typically
with the joining, I think it was a join button or something. So what comes with the I guess the biggest package that
okay,
you have as far as joining your membership?
okay. So with on my channel, on my
Mm-hmm.
YouTube channel, when I first started out, I was I had the rhinestone training videos on there. You know, as I grew and started looking at ways to supplement my income since I don't have a job and this is what I do, I
Mm-hmm.
changed a lot of the training videos to membership based. So for $24.99, you get access to every training video that I've ever done.
Mm.
Um, a lot of those are the one-on-one beginner classes, but as you can see, as you said in the beginning, and it can be intimidating, like
Mm-hmm.
and there's so much to learn from a beginner's aspect that a lot of those beginner courses, you might be like, he didn't go over that with me. Like, I mean, I think yours, as I keep doing them more and more and more, I think yours may be the most in depth, but there's others where I may have, because there were 2 and 3 people, and one
Mm-hmm.
person may have asked a question, which made me dive deeper,
Oh, okay.
which
Okay.
made me say, were they like, because you were like, what do you mean by clear the path? Why do you got to clear the path? And I dove into that section. Somebody
Mm-hmm.
else might have asked a question like, well, what do you mean curved line or whatever? And then so a lot of the beginner courses, I would say they are 80% of the same, but the other 20%, if you're watching them all, then you'll be like, okay. If you watch all of the beginner courses, you'll be like, okay, he taught this class this way, then he taught that class this way, and then he taught that class this way, but it's all the same information. You know what I mean?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
just different ways I went about it based on the interaction with the students and the
Mm-hmm.
questions they were asking me.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
like there's no set way to really say when you first start Coreldraw, the first thing
Right.
you do is this. Like, I mean, yeah and no. I like to start off with people's names because they're easy. I like
Mm-hmm.
to start off with the black and white images, the image that we found at Betty Boop, scalable vector graphic images,
Mm-hmm.
of course, JPEGs as well. But you want them to look cartoony when you first get started. That way, it's
Right.
easy to separate the outlines and the colors.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Um, let me think for what else. Yep. So also with that, a lot of people don't reach out to me like you did. With the $24.99, you get 5 free designs with that. 5 free designs that I think the $24.99 a month, that's well worth the designs that you're going to get because you
Okay.
with that
Mm-hmm.
$24.99 price, you get access to not only the designs that's on my Etsy, so you could be like, hey Ray, it's December. I'm ready for my 5 free designs, and you hit me up, and you go on my Etsy, and you're like, oh, I like this one. I really do like this one. Uh, but I saw you post something on your page a week ago. Can I get that design? And I'll let you know if it's available. Some designs
Oh, okay.
are just not available because I designated them for my diamond club, like
Hmm.
this one.
Oh, now that is awesome. Oh, yeah.
I was to sell
That
this
is Diamond
design,
Club worthy.
yeah, but she's got the diamond club into the necklace of the bird.
I
Like, you know what I mean?
see.
So
Okay.
I couldn't even sell this design. If I
Yeah.
sold this design and you wanted it to say Kim Moore going through there, like, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Then it's not an official Diamond Club shirt with a design. There's some
You're
lady
right.
out there with Kim Moore that got that same bird, but her say Kim Moore. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
there's some designs I just can't sell because I made them.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah, I get it.
you get access to all of these designs as
Mhm.
well as 80% of the other designs that you might see me post, as such as
Oh,
like,
okay.
such as
Oh,
like,
yeah, I am strongly considering that. Okay.
wait a minute, and I'll have to send you. It's not even me sending you a catalog. It's just
You got a catalog though.
I do.
Hmm.
But it's more so
It's nice.
you being on my page and you like, oh, I saw you posted a Hello Kitty holding a heart. Oh, can I get that one? Like, you know what I mean?
Mhm. Oh, okay. I like that then.
So there's so many designs, like designs that
Hmm.
I can't put on Etsy, like
Oh.
Bruno, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh,
and he got a rhinestone necklace, rhinestone hat, I rhinestone the
yeah.
glasses, I rhinestone this bracelet. What was the name of the group he was in? What was him and
Silk Sonic. Silk
this
Sonic.
one? I put this one on Etsy and they flagged my page and they took it down because that's the album,
Really?
but it's in rhinestones.
Now you know they tripping on that one now. Ah,
So I tried to do it again and I redid it. This ain't even copyrighted, but
right.
but the name, me doing it, Silk Sonic,
Oh, okay. Okay.
and they flagged it and took it down. So
Mm.
it's
You know
available.
that was finna roll off the
That
that was
man,
finna roll off.
I got so many that would
Yeah.
grow on Etsy, but I can't
Hmm.
put them on Etsy. They are only available to my YouTube exclusive design level members.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So some stuff over there too, and not all on Etsy. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So what you get for that $24.99 a month
Mm-hmm.
greatly exceeds 24. So if you're not a member of my channel and you say, "Ooh, Ray, I want that Silk Sonic design," I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
probably say, I need $20. So you know what I mean, just for that
Mm-hmm.
design.
Right.
But if you're a
Mm-hmm.
member, you're gonna get this design and 4 more other designs for free every
Oh,
month. You know.
I think I'm gonna have to join now. Okay.
Wait a minute, look, let me show you.
I've never
I got it.
joined a group or Facebook. I subscribe to the Rhinestone world, but I have not joined as a member. If I join yours, you will be the first person of all the years I've been on YouTube and Facebook to join a paid subscription like that. And that's saying a lot coming from me. So I appreciate it.
Most definitely, most definitely. Because this video is recorded, I got to
Hmm.
say it to all of my other members as well and all of my other subscribers. There's 3 levels. You got the support level, I like to call it the basic level or the starter level, $2.99. That basically just shows support for the channel. The next level is $7.99, and you get 2 free designs that are not on my Etsy. And you get access to some exclusive level training.
Mhm.
For the $24.99, you get access to all of the training and an additional 3 more designs. So as the levels go up, you get those 2 designs from the second level, and then for the exclusive member, you get an extra 3 designs to total of 5 designs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And most of my designs, as you can see on my Etsy, if I'm not running the sale, they typically go for about $12.99.
Mhm.
I try to run sales every month, but then it's all regarding how much time I have. I've been more so trying to record more videos, push more videos, and then explain to people more so about the membership.
Mhm.
But I think with more people having the membership, then I can be like, oh, exclusive Rhinestone training today for all design level members, like, you know what I mean? And then
Right.
y'all getting that for free. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Y'all getting an additional training because you were free, you had the time, you caught the app, you caught the notification, like, you know what I mean? And you made yourself present.
Mhm.
That's an exclusive that I give as a thanks to everybody who does
Oh.
decide to sign up with me. And it's,
Well, I definitely appreciate it.
yeah, I love it. I love what I do. So let me
I
give
can
you a little
tell.
brief backstory. I've been doing this for 13 years now, learning the software, making stuff for family and friends, and advertising to the community, and getting custom orders here and there.
Mhm.
I've always kept it as my side hustle or whatever. So I've always kept a 9 to 5 until COVID. COVID came around and wiped that 9 to 5. It was non-existent. I was making
Right.
$26 an hour.
Mhm.
So I was making uh, enough money to where I I just always kept it as a side thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I
Right.
went to work and made the
Mhm.
check and then came home and decided whether I wanted to do a rhinestone shirt or whether I wanted to sit down and watch a movie. It wasn't a
Mhm.
priority. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
I lost
Mhm.
that job and was mortified sitting there, I think, for 2 days straight in the same spot, like practically crying, like, what the fuck am I gonna do with my life? How am I gonna pay my rent next month? Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And
Mhm. COVID did that to a lot of it.
yeah, and I was talking to God, you know, asking him for help and whatever. And he was like, you need to teach people. I say, what? I'm arguing with the most high, like, I don't think that's teach people. You tell me you want me to do this for free? So I started doing it for free. As I
Mhm.
started doing it for free, I don't know how I was getting my bills paid, but the
You know
money,
how you getting the pay. He was helping you getting the. He made it pop.
yeah, the money was coming to the point to where because I was offering the help and assistance, in return, I was getting more orders.
It
In
was coming back
return,
to you.
people was
Mhm.
jumping in my inbox, hey Ray, can you design this for me? You
Mhm.
know, and I was making the money, even if it was the 30th and I had $75 in my account and rent was due tomorrow, I
Mhm.
made that rent money. Like, you know what I'm saying? So when people say 769 is a lot to invest in themselves, I get it, I do. But if you take the time, learn the software, and put in the effort, you're gonna have 769 for $769 days. Like, you know what I'm saying? And with more to come. So what I'm
Mhm.
doing is I started the group as Rhinestones Are Us. That's what it was called at first, because I wanted all people that like to do rhinestones to come together and to
Mhm.
just show off their work, their products, us brainstorm, help each other out here and there. But then talking to the Most High even more, he's like, no, okay, now it's time for you to go full-fledged training with anybody who wants to learn. Like, of course, I had to add the price to it because
Mhm.
if it's
Mhm.
free, then you wasting your time, and a lot of people are just taking it for granted and not even watching
Exactly.
videos and studying. and even learning, like, you know what I mean? So, um, that's where the price tag comes in
Right,
play.
I get it.
And those people who are willing to pay, those are the ones that will go back and watch the video because they want to
Mm-hmm.
learn it. Like, you know what I mean? I
Exactly.
had somebody ask me, so how did you learn how to do everything that you know how to do? You went to school for it? Yeah and no. Went to school for computer programming, didn't graduate because needed to put food on the table, and I decided a full-time job was what I needed at the time and dropped out of school. Went
Yep.
back to school again. I say, oh, I'm gonna do computer networking this time. Like, you know what I mean? Once again, got a good ass job offer and was like, fuck school. Like, you know what I mean? Both of those two gotta pay back. Like, you know what I mean? So now I'm like, I learned computer programming, learned computer networking, as I should have, like, which allowed me to understand computers enough to the point to where I'm able to give people training. Like, so God has prepared me through all of my life, all of my jobs that I previously had. They all encompass what I do today as far as socializing, as far
That's
as
awesome.
being able to uh, speak in a way where people can learn, like, and not go too fast. I don't even try to dumb it down too much, but I try to get it to where you can understand it. Because I learned it all through YouTube videos. Outside of computer networking and computer
Mhm.
software, and just working on regular jobs throughout. I was a bank teller. I did
Oh,
customer
okay.
service for US Bank in the
Mhm.
mortgage department, like, you know what I mean? Um, I previously, me and my ex-wife owned multiple well, we had an agency and we had multiple clients within our agency for MRDD.
Well, all right now.
We we took in foster kids.
Mhm.
We were basically a solution for families that could not take care of their individual. You know,
Mhm.
uh, what else have I done? Uh, that's well, my last job. It was social. I was a brand ambassador for Philip Morris cigarettes. So that was more so a social, entertainable job. I'm out passing out coupons at the bars, from 8 p.m. to 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Making
Mhm.
making $30 an hour. You know what I mean? That was more money than I had made in my life as far as
Well,
for
I'm glad
hourly.
you ended up here.
Yeah.
I'm definitely glad you ended up here.
I'm glad too. So it's been 4 years since I lost that job,
Mhm.
and and I sometimes I'll be like, "Ooh, do I want to get a job just to have that security?" But I wake up every day and I secure it for myself because I am the job.
Awesome.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's it. That's it.
It was a nice fun. It was a nice time speaking with you, Kim. Once again,
Same here.
I do accept donations for the extra time.
Okay.
Um, we were on here about 2.5 hours. No, about 2 hours of training time. About an hour of us just talking.
Okay.
Um, it typically takes the length of the recording in order for it to render, in order for me to upload it. So,
Okay.
so it's gonna take about 2 hours for the
That's fine.
video to render, and then I'll be able to upload it and send you the link.
I appreciate it so much.
All right now.
Thank you for spending time with me today. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Until we meet again, my friend.
All right. See you next time. Bye-bye.
All right now. Oh, I forgot I was still screen sharing in me.